Good morning and welcome back. Jim McCabe here with the Knights of Columbus in New Mexico. We're so glad you could join us today. Our webinar topic this morning is three common problems for business owners. Three common problems for business owners. And I'm pleased to say that we have a special guest with us today. That's Juan Esquibel. Juan is a CPA. He's been practicing in New Mexico for over 35 years. And he's very well qualified to help us through this interview. Conducting our interview today is our senior agent, and frankly, Michael is the business specialist in our own agency here in New Mexico. He does a lot to serve our Catholic businesses and works with Juan quite a lot. Gentlemen.
Morning, Juan. Thank you for being here today.
Good morning, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. As a CPA and a business owner yourself, what are the consistent challenges you see other business owners facing?
Well, Michael, as simplistic as it might sound, the biggest challenge that small business owners have is trying to find a way to run a successful business. Now, when I'm talking about business owners, I'm talking about the business owners that I work with. And those could be anyone from who generate $25,000 of revenue to $10 million of revenue. Now, we're going to exclude from this population then the attorneys, the doctors, the accountants, and maybe insurance agents who have the resources to run successful businesses. And we're going to focus in on the small businesses that don't have all the resources to run their businesses. Trying to figure out how to run a successful business is difficult for people sometimes. And one of the first reasons why it is difficult is because they fail to plan their business. They fail to plan their success. And as we've heard many times, failure to plan is planning to fail. And I see this with former clients especially, and some current clients who have had to restart their businesses because they failed the first time around. So that's a big problem for businesses, failing to plan. The challenge is, how do you plan a business? And we'll get into that a little bit later. The other challenge that businesses have is capitalization. Oftentimes people open up businesses without realizing how much it's going to take to run their business. And so they figure we can provide good services or we can sell good products, but they have no idea as to how costly businesses can really get. And so by not being properly capitalized, then they're going to face challenges in trying to meet the goals of their businesses. And the next challenge that faces businesses today as much as ever probably is finding the right people to work in their businesses. The world is extremely competitive nowadays, and you can imagine that big businesses can afford to pay employees much more money than what small businesses can. And so the small businesses therefore find it difficult sometimes to find the right staff for the companies. We've had, in our experience, experienced some difficulties in trying to find the right people to work for us. And I think we do that every year. We have some difficulty finding the right people to work with us.
I understand. So you're saying the three main challenges for starting businesses is planning, finding the capital to continue it, and staffing. Now, how do you personally help these business owners deal with those three challenges?
That's a very good question, Michael. One of the things that we do in our firm is we offer prospective business owners and even existing business owners a free consultation. The first time these businesses come to see us, we don't charge them for our services. And we can meet with them for up to an hour or more than an hour or less than an hour, whatever they need. They can ask whatever questions they want. And as long as those questions pertain to the businesses that they're running, we'll answer their questions. Now, we don't provide legal advice, and oftentimes people will come in asking legal questions for solutions to their problems with their businesses. We don't provide any legal advice. CPAs are prohibited from providing legal advice, but we can give them good advice on running their businesses and how to solve some of the other challenges. For example, planning a business is not that difficult if you know where to go. There are agencies, for example, that like the Small Business Development Center, for example, they can help businesses plan their businesses. It doesn't cost them a penny. There's SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives, who provide services to prospective businesses. They can go in there and use the software and create a business plan. And then after they create their business plans, then they can take it to a CPA or someone else to review them for them to see if they're on the right track. That's one of the things we do. Capitalization, we help people sometimes prepare their loan packages, whether it be with the small business for the small business administration or for regular banks. You know, currently we're helping small businesses get grants that the cities might offer or that the feds might offer. We help them with that process.
That's important.
It is extremely important. Again, that goes back to not having the proper resources, being undercapitalized.
Right.
Many of the businesses that we see today that are in trouble, it's because they failed to properly capitalize the business, and they failed to capitalize the business because they failed to plan. So it's an interesting process. Staffing, we don't help people with staffing. We can refer them to temporary agencies that might help them find the people that they can help them with their business, but we don't help them hire people. Now, if they go to temporary agency, they might find that an employee that comes to work for them turns out to be a really good employee, and they might decide they want to hire that employee as a permanent employee. You know,
Okay.
if they're properly capitalized, they'll have the resources to hire those employees. If they're not properly capitalized, for example, they may not be able to hire the employee, even though they want the employee, because someone else is willing to pay them more money than the current business is able to pay them.
So it seems like the main problem is capital.
It's a big problem for many businesses, capitalization. One of the issues that small businesses face, for example, is they have a payroll. They're running payroll for employees. And they're running payroll and they're not currently paying their taxes, for example. Okay. So then when 3 months later, when they have to file their reports, 941s, let's say, for example, then they find we have a big liability in payroll here that we haven't paid. And they have to submit the forms, they have to pay their payroll taxes, and they find that they don't have the resources to immediately pay those taxes that are due. So it's a big problem.
Nobody likes taxes.
That's the other thing we help them with. We try to help them minimize the taxes that they pay. Because you're right, nobody likes to pay taxes, including me, but we all have to pay our fair share. And that's what we try to do. We tell people oftentimes, we will stretch the law as far as possible. We won't break it for you. And so that's what we do. We help them in that way.
That's probably a good motto there.
I should make it my motto. Yeah.
Right.
I like that.
As a field agent, I deal with death a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prepare your clients for that? And how do you do it?
Actually, we do. What we do is we talk to clients about succession planning. And succession planning is, I guess, how to keep the business going in the event that the principal of the business dies or becomes disabled or something happens, you know.
Right.
Well, succession planning goes to the person dying, but prior to dying, the other thing we encourage people to do is to have disability insurance, because if someone becomes disabled and they can't work in their business, they want to make sure that they don't run out of capital by paying the rent or paying other things that you have to keep paying even when you're not working, even when you're not bringing in your revenues. So we encourage them to get disability insurance. And then, of course, in the event that somebody does pass away, we also encourage them to get life insurance so that the business can keep going after they pass away.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Juan, do you have anything else to tell us at this point?
Well, I encourage people to go into business because I think still today in this great country of ours, you know, going into business is a good way to ensure the security for your family. It's a lot of work, and you have to be dedicated to the business, and you have to be willing to work many, many hours. And oftentimes, small businesses don't realize how many hours they're going to have to work, but it's one of the requirements of business. But if you're dedicated to the business and you plan your business and you're doing the right things for your business, which means finding the right people to help you get your business going and keeping it going, then I think you can still find some good success in this country by being a business.
I think you've given us a lot to think about today.
Thank you, Michael.
Anytime. Now,
Thank you, gentlemen. That was an excellent interview. Very well done, interviewer. And Juan, it's a pleasure to have you here at our table. I hope we can have you back another time.
Thank you. I'd be more glad to come back.
Very good. Well, I think you would agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that we're very lucky to have such a fine neighbor in Juan Esquibel as a CPA. And if you'd like to reach out to him, then the way to reach him is a phone number, 505-836-2130. Once again, 505-836-2130. You can also find Juan's website. It's an easy one to remember. I'll write it down for you. It's JuanCPA.com. That's an easy one to remember, isn't it?
It is.
Very well done. Well, let's see. Do we have any questions from our audience?
The only question was how to reach Juan, and you
I
just
already
answered
answered
it.
that.
Yep.
All right. Well, there is one other thing I'd like to cover with you folks. Essentially, if you'd like to schedule an appointment with one of our agents, or if you have an insurance question, then please call our office. You can reach our office. You'll talk to that beautiful lady that I married 43 years ago. Her name is Eva, and you can reach us at 505-830-5770. Once again, 505-830-5770, or you can call toll free 877-830-5770. You can also find our website at www.NMKnights.com. That's NMKnights.com. And ironically, that's also our Facebook handle, our LinkedIn handle, and our some other handle. What is it?
Twitter.
YouTube. Our YouTube channel is NMKnights. So find us there. Like what we have. If it's likable, if it's not, please comment. And then finally, I'll remind you all that our founder, Father Michael J. McGivney, he was beatified. He was beatified this month. Last month in October, just a couple of weeks ago. And because of that, membership in the Knights of Columbus is free right now. So your first year's membership dues is free if you use this promo code. It's J McCabe, JMCCABE. That'll get you a free membership for the first 12 months of your membership. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. My name is Jim. I'm the general agent. This is my son, Michael. He's our senior agent in the agency. We have 9 other fine men that serve this state, New Mexico. And we're also very lucky to be served by such a fine gentleman as Juan Esquibel. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time and for your attention. I hope this has been worthwhile for you. Until I see you again, take care and God bless.